All right, we're already on the week 2. So here are my week 2 NFL predictions. I got the Ravens 27, Raiders 13. The Ravens defense still is solid, and I don't think the Raiders are going to be able to move the ball very well. Um, they're still kind of down bad at quarterback. Devontae is making ominous posts where he's waving goodbye. Is he going to be traded to the Jets, perhaps? Sounds like he just wants out of there. Just don't think Mitch is going to be able to put up many points. Going to be a struggle bus for them. 27-13. Chargers 38, Panthers 13. It is a long season for the Panthers. Chargers' run game looked really good. The investment in Joe Alt and their offensive line over the last few years has been paying off. Harbaugh loves to run the ball, play physical. Derek Brown, who is one of the best defensive tackles in football, Panthers, is out for the year, so it gets even worse. I think both Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins are going to score in this game. Chargers will have over 200 rushing yards in an absolute beatdown. Game number 3, Cowboys 27, Saints 17. I think the Saints looked better than they probably actually are. They're playing the Panthers week 1. Although I will give credit, Derek Carr has played some good football his last 5 or 6 games. He's got 15-1 or 16-1 touchdown and interception ratio going back to last season. So give him some credit. But I think he's going to have multiple turnovers against the Cowboys. It's a tough matchup. I don't think they're going to, there's something to be said too when you play a cupcake team week 1 and then you play a really physical team. I think the Cowboys defense is going to feast in this game. Lions 28, Bucks 23. We got a rematch of the divisional round from last season. I think the Bucks are going to be able to score some points. They're missing a couple of key pieces on defense. I believe Kalijah Cansey, the second-year guy's out. And then more importantly, Anton Winfield Jr. is out. St. Brown didn't do much last week. I think he's going to bounce back this week with probably over 100 yards and a touchdown. It's going to be a good test, though, for the Lions' new rebuilt, not secondary, but their corners. Got 3 or 4 new starting corners. They actually took Carlton Davis from the Bucks. And then you have the 2 rookies, out there starting Rakestraw and Terrion Arnold. So it's going to be a good test because the Bucks have one of the better receiving corps in football. But I think the Lions are going to edge them out. Colts 23, Packers 10. If Jordan Love was playing in this game, I think I'd pick the Packers. Especially given the Colts' weakness. Right now, kind of their DBs, and one of their starting corners is already out for the year. So that would be a tough matchup. But it's not Jordan Love, although he is questionable. I just can't imagine he's going to play. Malik Willis, he just hasn't progressed in his passing game. I liked him coming out. All the reports were he's a great person, hard worker, all this. You want to root for the guy. Just hasn't seemed to progress. So if the Packers want a shot at this, they got to run the hell out of the ball with Jacobs and Marshawn Lloyd if he plays, or whoever's back there, and just try and keep it low scoring. That's really kind of their only shot. Jags 20, Browns 17. The Jags really let one slip against Miami last week. I think the Browns roster is definitely better, but their offensive line is banged up, and Deshaun has zero confidence right now. He is just shook, and I can't pick a quarterback when he has the yips. I think the Jags are going to hold on in a close one. 49ers 24, Vikings 17. The Vikings actually won this game last year now. Completely different situations, but CMC is out again, and it sounds like he's going to be put on the IR. However, I don't think their offense is really going to slow down much. Jordan Mason showed that he is more than capable, dominating against the Jets last week. Jordan Addison is also out. It's going to be tough for Sam Darnold to move the ball. The 49ers are smart. They should probably double and maybe even triple team Justin Jefferson when you have Addison out and Hawkinson is still on the IR. There's really no second option there. But the only way the Vikings have a chance is if Aaron Jones, who should be the second option, goes wild like he did last year against the 49ers in the playoff game when he was on the Packers. He completely destroyed them last year. It's probably their only shot to keep this a relatively close game. Giants 24, Commanders 28. The Giants actually score some points since they're playing the league's worst secondary in this game. I have the Rook, Malik Neighbors, going for over 100 and a touchdown. Again, playing the league's worst secondary. He's an explosive player. He might damn near get that on just one catch. He could probably have 3 catches and go over for 100 this game. But it's not quite enough to get it done against Jaden Daniels. He's going to be running. He's probably going to have 70, 80, 90 rushing yards. Brian Robinson's going to rush for some. McLaurin maybe. I just think at home, new era, Daniel Jones is going to make some mistake, whether it's a fumble or a pick six, that's going to cost them the game. They got to get rid of him. Rams 31, Cardinals 20. The Rams are down Puka Nacua and 3 starting offensive linemen. I believe it's 3. It could be 2 if one of them is coming back, but I think it's 3. Despite all of that, Stafford was playing really well against the Lions last week. I mean, they forced overtime. Kupp has a monster game, I'm assuming. 130 yards and 2 touchdowns is my guess. At least 130 yards and 1. Kyron's probably going to score and bounce back. The Cardinals have a god-awful defense. I think the Rams are still going to be able to score on them, despite missing some key players on offense. Marvin Harrison Jr. needs to have an impact this week. They drafted him number 4 overall, and he had 4 yards. They gotta feed him the ball. Kyler was saying, no, it's not my job to do that. Yeah, it is. It is your job to give the best players on your offense opportunities. So they need to give him the ball. All right, Steelers 20, Broncos 6. Very high scoring affair we got, gentlemen. Will the Steelers score a touchdown? Last week they had 6 field goals. I do think they will. Justin Fields is going to run one in, as does Najee Harris. No revenge game, however, for Russell Wilson. But he can take some satisfaction in Denver losing this one. Bo Nix had a very rough first week against my Seahawks. I don't know what they were doing. They need to run the ball more. You shouldn't have him throwing 43 times. Run the ball, especially in a game that should be defensive oriented. If they don't run the ball and take the pressure off of him, TJ Watt is going to steal his soul. Bengals 17, Chiefs 27. There's still no T. Higgins. Hollywood Brown is out for months, not weeks, which is fine. Didn't expect him to have much of an impact in this receiving corps. Anyway, it just says Juju Smith-Schuster is back on the Chiefs. You probably did not realize that because it is unimportant. But what this does mean is more opportunities for Xavier Worthy. These teams always play each other tough. These have been the top dogs in the AFC the last 3-4 seasons. But the Bengals just don't seem right. No T. Higgins. Jamar Chase came in late. Joe Burrow's been squirming his wrist. There's the water bottle gate where he picked up his water bottle awkwardly. Also, Joe Burrow is 1-8 in his first 2 games to start a season. This is going to make it 1-9, folks. They're going to lose. They just don't get it going early in the season. I don't know why. I think my guess is Zach Taylor. I don't think he's a good coach. I think he's been just riding the coattails of Joe Burrow. All right, we got the Bears 13, Texans 31. An absolute blowout. Sunday Night Football. Caleb's first primetime game. Surely he'll play out of his mind, right? There's a problem. Rome Odunze and Keenan Allen, this is as of Friday, are both questionable. I bet Keenan plays. I bet Rome does not. But even with all of them in, last week he threw for 93 passing yards. The Bears defense completely bailed them out with multiple turnovers and a blocked punt for a touchdown. Don't think you're going to have that luxury against Stroud and the Texans. I think Caleb is due for another welcome to the NFL moment. I do think they're going to be good. I think he's going to be good. They're going to figure it out. The defense is going to give them enough time to figure it out. But this week it's going to be a rough one. All right, last game, Monday Night Football. Falcons 24, Eagles 27. A close one. As disappointing as a first game as it was for the Falcons, the Eagles' defense does not have TJ Watt. I think Bijan is going to score in this one, and Kirk looks better. He's coming off of that Achilles. It's tough at that age, and then a new offense where they only really. I don't consider Drake London and Kyle Pitts. I don't consider that like an elite weapon. Bijan is the elite weapon. They don't have an elite weapon in the passing game. I think they will look much more like a functional offense and give some hope to the Falcons fans, but the Eagles are going to edge them out in this one. Anyways, that is it for week 2 predictions. It'll be fun to see what happens. Post your score predictions in the comments. Also, you can follow me at FishFF Football. So FishF Football on X. Good luck in your fantasy matchups and to your teams this week in the NFL, whoever you are a fan of. I'm so excited that it is football season, if you cannot tell with my voice. But this is a great time of the year. Probably going to be wrong with 9 out of 10